If you know a few watch collectors, the likelihood is everyone will have some experience, or at least an opinion, on one British brand that aims to bridge the gap between entry-level and luxury watchmaking. That brand is Christopher Ward. Ever since 2004, this bridging the gap phrase is something we've heard dozens of times thanks to Kickstarter type brands popping up everywhere. But after spending some time with the C65 Trident, I do think Christopher Ward have a good point here. This model was initially introduced in early 2019, in both the black dial option we have with us today and the blue version. Both immensely popular colour choices here, which no doubt appeal to a huge range of collectors. But this appeal is only enhanced when you take a look at the dimensions. The 11.5mm case comes in at 41mm wide with a lug-to-lug distance of 47.1. A good start for the Christopher Ward, with a size that suits a huge amount of wrists. The watch does have 22mm lugs, which probably wouldn't be my choice, but much more on that later. This case is the same design as the one we saw in the C65 Sandhurst, which is only a positive. The case is slender, solid, and most importantly, is comfortable. The watch also comes with 150 meters of water resistance, without a screw down crown. And let's be honest, most people who go for this watch aren't really going to be diving. And if they are, then Christopher Ward offer plenty of watches with a higher depth rating. Refined, clean and legible. 3 must-haves in a quality tool watch, and all 3 are present on the C65 Trident Automatic. The use of round indices, stick batons at 12, 3, 6 and 9, as well as the unobtrusive hands, really do add to the quintessential diving aesthetic. I believe this is one of the most impressive features of the watch. Christopher Ward have managed to create a watch that really has that feel of a reissue. This is something that many companies with genuine history, with genuine models that they could pay homage to, struggle with. The Aluminium Bezel on the C65 Trident Automatic is equally as clean in design, as Christopher Ward kept things simple with just Arabic numerals appearing. The bezel itself is relatively subtle as well, with the real estate it takes up on the watch being noticeably reduced when compared to what you might be expecting. The movement powering the watch is the Sellita SW200, a popular choice it seems for the brand, as we also saw this in the C65 Sandhurst. There's a reason why it's a go-to option for brands eager to put a Swiss movement in their watch. It's exactly what you want and expect from a Swiss automatic movement. Reliable, tough and accurate. What's it like hands-on and on the wrist? Well, Christopher Ward have an excellent box ticker here. This watch really isn't missing anything that many watch collectors look for. You've got a watch that has all the appeal of a diver, with the popular design cues of a vintage-inspired piece, wrapped up in a watch with a reliable Swiss movement that's an appropriate size. And nothing really changes when you strap this watch to the wrist as well. All of those positives are present and accounted for when you look down to check the time. The simplistic dial design, with those large round indices filled with vintage lume, add a sense of playfulness and casual demeanour to the piece. This watch could have easily fallen into a serious looking watch. But to its advantage, it's quite the opposite. The bezel on the C65 Trident effectively increases the legibility of the dial with its unobtrusive scale, but the impact of that is it is difficult to operate due to its thin width. Branding and Christopher Ward are words that have historically gone together whether they like it or not. The C65 Trident goes for a 2-pronged approach here, with a name at 9 o'clock and the logo debossed on the dial at 12. The more time I spend with Christopher Wards, the more I understand and sympathise with them regarding their branding. Initially I thought the answer would be to move the brand name underneath the logo at 12, maybe change the logo to white, and it's job done. But the brand name is extremely long for a watch dial. Logo aside, this is an extremely comfortable and wearable watch. You could easily daily wear this and it wouldn't let you down. The watch we received came fitted to a well-built metal strap, with an easy ratchet-style micro-adjustment ability. It also comes with quick-release spring bars, something we've seen a lot in leather straps, but not so much in metal. However, I think we can extract the vintage touches in this piece with a few other straps. Let's explore a few of those now. First up is a watch strap that is quickly becoming a classic. The quick release sailcloth continues to be one of our best sellers, and when the perforated version of the strap is fitted to the C65, it becomes clear why. Here the beige stitching is our choice to pick up on the vintage loom, and although the watch is a diver, the perforated version of the strap makes the most sense to me. The reason? Well, the watch is a clean, simplistic design, so the perforated strap adds a nice amount of depth to the combo. Next up is a Spectral in distressed brown. This strap is a real game changer for the C65, not only adding to the watch's comfort, but also the watch's charm. The distressed leather introduces some unique texture to the piece, as well as some warmth. Finally, we go back to sailcloth material and the Falmouth padded. This strap is the one the watch spent most of its time fitted to, which I believe really enhanced my enjoyment of the watch. Here, the green option complements the vintage loom on the piece and adds a military touch to the watch. This is a thicker strap, however, much like the sailcloth perforated, I believe this adds some much needed depth to the watch. As always, let's highlight a few things on the C65 Trident that for us don't quite hit the mark. First, 22mm lug width. Now, although this watch is 41mm wide, I believe a 20mm lug width would really help accentuate the vintage feel Christopher Ward are going for here. The 22mm works, but I think a 20mm would suit it better. Next up, bezel size. For all its charm and character, the proportions do let the bezel down on the C65 Trident from a practical point of view. There is a bit of a knack to operating the bezel, but in its current form I found myself less inclined to actually use it. And finally, the Bezel Pip. You may have noticed throughout this review that the pip on the bezel is actually green, whereas the loom throughout the dial and hands is a vintage yellow. I'm not sure if this is on purpose or just an oversight, but I personally like to see this all matching. Without repeating ourselves talking about the logo again, that really is it for the C65 Trident. The watch does a lot of things right, which is made only more impressive when you consider it's £800. This will be a massively satisfying watch for most, if not all, of the wrists it sit on. The universally appealing design, with its versatile sizing and digestible price, really make the watch a fantastic choice. So, whether this is a first watch or one for a rotating collection, you would be making a smart move going for the C65 Trident. We'd like to take this moment to thank Christopher Ward for sending the C65 Trident Automatic in for review. To find out more about this watch and their full range, we'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.